Hello, Hufflepuff. You know, I've been working on something today, and I swear I feel like I just broke the Matrix, and I feel really good about it. I'm gonna actually have to even make a whole video about it. It has nothing to do with this or with you, but has to do with me and my brain, and man, it feels good. It feels good. Anyways, let's just get on with this because I'm going to kind of take a page from last week and I'm going to definitely do like I did, where I actually work on something in between takes of the video. And yeah, we're going to do that. So here we go. I've already shuffled and I'm thinking we're going to break it right there. And we're going to take that page, or this stack page. What the hell am I saying? All right, guys. So, you know what? I didn't even look at what last week said. I'm just going to go with whatever these cards say. Now, again, hello. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, this is something that I just kind of do because it sounded like a good idea at the time. They're general readings. So if the message resonates with you, awesome, it's for you. If it doesn't, then it wasn't for you, and we'll see you next time. Maybe not, I don't know. Look, I'm just pulling cards. Okay, I'm pulling cards. We'll see what they say. Maybe they say something for you. Maybe they don't. If you're Hufflepuff, though, chances are this message is going to resonate with you, right? All right, so far out the gate, Harry Potter's glasses and Madame Maxine. And, well, like I said last week, I am not going for 4 cards or the 8 cards. I'm just pulling cards. I'm going to pull until they just don't want to come out anymore. And we'll just go from there. I don't know. I'm really excited right now. I think I'm in a kind of good mood. Part of me wasn't even thinking about doing the readings this week. For stupid reasons, because nobody watched last week's readings. And there was just a part of me that's like, well, what are you doing them for? And then I was like, well, that's not it. That's not why I wasn't going to do the readings. I actually was really excited with what I was working on. And so a part of me didn't even want to sit down and do this. But I was like, God, are you stupid? Like, come on, you started something beautiful that you really want to do, so just do it, And okay, that's a whole 5 cards. 1, 2, 3. All right, I'll take it. Okay, we're gonna do this. Okay, we'll put you up there. And somebody last week we didn't do a clarifier card for. I'm trying to remember who it was. Oh, I want this to show the beautiful face. There we go. How does that look? Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. All right, so I think because we've got 10 full cards, I'm not going to pull a clarifier. Maybe I will. All right, let's give that a thought for a second. Let me peek real quick and see if that actually showed up in frame. All right, so... Okay, so I just looked and I have no idea. Okay, yeah, no. It is showing up. That's good. I feel like this energy, just this, so electric right now. Like, that's what I'm feeling. Plus, it was cold weather. Like, I'm in southern Nevada. Like, I'm outside of Las Vegas. And the weather's been cold. I mean, obviously not like winter cold. But it's been chilly, you know, like I'm wearing a long sleeve right now, and I had to put a tank top on this morning. It's been a little bit rainy. Oh, I'm just loving it. I'm loving it. Ugh. Ugh. Just loving it. I don't know. Oh, well, I guess you guys do get a clarifier. What do we got for you? The world. Ugh. All right. So, Mr. Harry Potter. Now, I've said this before in the readings, but I also say it in my my explanation one, that if I were to do the Harry Potter cards, and in fact, when I was thinking about doing this deck before I ended up buying this set, I definitely would have made him the world card. That part I completely agreed with. And there's just several other parts of the Harry Potter tarot, the person who designed these, that I completely 100% agree with. So anyways, just wanted to say that. Okay, so I'm going to say what these are and then give me a minute so I can kind of get a feel for what's going on, okay? All right, so we've got Harry Potter's glasses. We have Madame Maxime. We have the Forbidden Forest. And I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I know I say it every reading almost, but this particular deck I love. Love, 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 love. Just the images. I mean, I ended up putting the entire deck into the super deck. They're just beautiful. So, you know, it's the Forbidden Forest, and it's all green, but I'm not feeling it as something spooky, but I don't know. We'll see. Crookshanks, exploding bonbons. Interesting. No, Cookie, go away. Here we have, they are approaching Hogwarts. You get to see it all in all of its glory. No. Thank you. Yeah. Something about Hogwarts. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. And they're approaching the boats. Just look at that, right? That's from that same deck. Like, look how gorgeous that is. I don't know. To me, it just does it for me. So from this deck, I didn't end up using a lot of cards. Originally, when I first started out, I think I only put like 2 of the cards from this deck in here. But, and by the way, you can see the flip throughs for all of these decks. I have them, you'll see them. There's a playlist. If you go to my playlist, it's the Harry Potter decks. Anyways, but when I was going back through and I was figuring out what cards to include from these other decks that I was putting in, I grabbed a few more from there. Now, this one with Ron, you know, when he's in the Deathly Hallows, and this is, you know, after he's been splinched and he's got the, you know, you can't really tell. I'm not sure if they've taken it off of him already. I think it's still on. The Horcrux, right? The locket. It's just that feeling of, oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, it just kind of hit me here. So because of the glasses, you know, whenever I see the glasses on here, I'm always thinking of like looking at it differently. And especially we're starting off with it, definitely seeing it from like a new perspective, looking at it from a different angle, right? And he is definitely looking at what's in front of him and just the world around him. He's looking at it from this horrible perspective, right? Where he's just full of jealousy. He's full of anger. He's full of just this, what's the word? I want to say like malice, but I wouldn't, it's not exactly what I'm going for. I'm going more for like this, like he blames Harry, right? Like, okay, I'll come back to that. Horace Slughorn, Fleur Delacour, and then Mary Barebones, I think was her name. Barebones, yeah. So she's actually the Queen of Spades in this particular deck, but because it's a D, you think one day I would actually look it up. Anyways, it's in German, but it is the Queen of this particular deck. So it's Mary Barebones from the Fantastic Beast movies, or movie, the first one. And she's the one that, obviously if you've watched, she's the one that's Credence's foster mom, also the one that basically turns him into his obscurus, right? Into an obscurial? Is that what he becomes? Anyways, for suppressing him and for beating him and just being a rotten woman who's completely against witchcraft in the United States. Yes, okay. All right, so give me a minute. Let me see what I can come up with. Okay, so I'm not getting out of this like a need. Well, maybe for some of you, you need to change your perspective because you're seeing things, you're being very suspicious, right? And I suppose you have some good reason to, right? Because maybe somebody's hiding something from you. Maybe somebody is being dishonest with themselves. Maybe somebody is not exactly what they seem, or maybe you just don't understand their intentions. And you're afraid it's going to like firecracker on your butt, right? Like something's going to happen. But really, as far as, well, and see, and that's like a big picture thing for me, right? But because the world is here and it's the completion card, right? Like the end of a cycle, the completion of a journey. I don't know if you've been suspicious. These two facing in this way, looking at these characters that are, I mean, she is looking at the camera, right? She's gazing at the camera, but she's hiding behind the book. Whereas these two, they're just like, they're looking at the camera. They're like, all right. I mean, obviously we know he's a little bit sneaky, which I think is also why his face is a little bit shadowed. In some ways, his face looks kind of smoky and dirty, but his eyes are very lit up. So I'm going to go with no, it's not the smoke and dirt from the battle. I'm going to go with instead, it's definitely just the way the light is just kind of falling just like on his eyes, right? Like he sees something. And her eyes are really focusing in. And her eyes, Flora's eyes, are just very strong, very steadfast. She's just got this gaze that's just like, yeah, confident, secure. What I really admired about her was no matter how much Ginny and Molly were just giving her so much crap when it came to Bill, she took it all in stride, and even before then, I mean, okay, of course, the having a wedding in dark times, like she's definitely that brightness, right? But beyond that, I mean, she knew she couldn't complete the second task. And so she had no problem with saying, all right, you know what, I can't do this. She knew when to quit. I think that's very admirable. I think there's a lot of times where things would be better off if we just knew when to say, okay, you know what, I'm just throwing the towel. I mean, nobody likes a quitter, right? But I just really feel like some things are bigger than what we're meant to do. Like maybe we just, I don't know. You make a choice and if you decide you don't like it, I mean, get out of it. Which, I mean, here we have two people that went into something thinking they could do it and they got out of it. Now, I mean, she didn't lose her sister because that wasn't really going to ever happen. And he ended up being able to join the trio again because of his heart. And I mean, and honestly, that's his biggest quality too, right? Is his heart. Where am I going with this? You know, with Madame Maxime, she's just so elegant, right? She's just like, just what a woman, you know, just she's she's amazing for, I mean, okay, I don't know who's even going to watch this, but um she reminds me very much of the what is her name? Grace Jones. Back in the day, I first saw her on one of the Bond movies, one of the James Bond movies. And uh, she, you know, just the whole, like, what you would think a woman would be, and then you see somebody completely different, and you're like, oh, yes, like, this is what I want to see, right? And just this completely not in the cookie cutter standard of what beauty is, and of just this whole goddess energy. I think maybe that's what I'm trying to say is Madame Maxime, she's not, gosh, I wish I had words. All I can keep saying is not cookie cutter. But that's not, you know, she's not a normal standard. But that makes her even more beautiful. You know, ooh, the wind is really picking up. Oh, that's like borderline scary. Good Lord, almost sounds like a tornado. Okay, not that I would know what a tornado sounds like. Um, Obviously, tornadoes are a lot scarier, but it's a really strong wind. Anyways, hmm. Okay, so apparently my window wasn't all the way closed. That's why it was whistling like that. It was getting, it was really starting to freak me out. Um, Only because I've never, ever, 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 ever heard it that way. Anyways, back to the reading. Um, you know, so I know I was saying something about like her having like this goddess energy and just this strong, um, you know, and even though she's half giant, like I don't know. She's got to be one of my favorite like secondary characters or supporting characters, whatever. Where it's just like she exudes just this beautiful, just all around. Yeah, I feel like I don't know where I'm going with that. There was something there. Anyways, okay. I had to pause it a couple more times because, yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on outside. Um, and I feel like I just really got caught up in who she is and who her energy is. But I think I'm going to go with what I thought, which was, you know, she's up higher. She can see things that nobody else can really see, right? I mean, like, she's even taller than Hagrid, right? And a lot of this is just telling me like perspective, right? Like we're approaching maybe something, maybe going within something, right? Not being afraid, having that firecracker energy. Again, with another approaching, like I'm just these two big pictures and seeing it from a different perspective. Maybe letting go of your suspicion. Maybe what's at the heart of it is like brains and heart, right? Like what are you suspicious of? Or who is suspicious of you? Maybe you were suspicious. You know, I'm thinking that if the overall energy is this feeling of victory and, completion, maybe this is saying that you're changing your point of view, that you're able possibly to see clearly now, you're able to see further into the depths. Maybe you could see the forest for the trees, however that saying goes. Ooh, okay. I like that. All three of them, or four of them actually, are all making this eye contact, right? Whereas these two, they're facing off that way. They're kind of like they're looking forward. And maybe it's not a suspicion that this card is really showing. I mean, if you think about it, this is Queen of Spades, which is the Queen of Swords, which is that streamline and focus. Which all of that kind of coincides. Maybe this is just talking about the journey that you were just on, Hufflepuff. Like maybe you finally got to this, or maybe this is like right where you're about to be, right? Like you get to this vantage point where you can finally see this. Oh, that's totally bigger picture energy, especially now that I'm thinking that whole forest and trees saying whatever it is, right? And maybe it's not about being suspicious of somebody, even though we have two somebodies within this, right? Maybe it's being, not suspicious. Maybe it's like having a hunch, right? And maybe, he's definitely hearts, right? They made him King of Hearts in his deck, and I couldn't agree more with that. He's all heart. Maybe you have some. Oh, maybe. Okay, so yeah, he's very like intellectual, very, the brains, right? But I'm thinking it was his heart that was like, he didn't want to look bad, right? That he had that inside of him that he had to have that change of heart. Whereas her heart was just always true. And maybe it's saying, yep, ding, 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 that's where we're at. You got to stay focused. Maybe they're really just saying, stay focused on the bigger picture. Because the cycle's almost done. Maybe. There's so much crap going on right outside that I'm like, whoo. Maybe that's what it's saying. Okay. Now I'm hearing it. Okay. What I'm getting, which finally makes a lot more sense to me, is that basically once you get this ability, once you get here, once you get a glimpse of what's going on, hunt it down with this like explosive energy, okay? Go after it with all of your heart. And even if you feel dejected, if you feel betrayed, if you feel confused, don't make that decision to go back. Do what your heart feels right and stay focused. And that's what's going to get you to that end. Okay? Don't make that decision to leave. Don't wuss out. Okay? And don't decide to be untruthful. Be true. Stay focused. And finish the job. Whew. Holy shit. All right, guys, that was fun. I will see you next week, Hufflepuff. I love you guys. Bye.